Alright, well, as long as we got a couple people on here, we'll get started. So, been a minute since I've done a live, but some people have asked me to do one, so I figure, um, why not? I'll just do one today. So, I have my 1040-6 installed up here right now. I'm going to be switching it out for this 8587. This is the older one from 2016, I believe. Yep, March of 2016. I'm hoping it's not going to give me issues with the force, because this is one of them that I've had problems with it just randomly setting off the force in the past. So we'll see if it does that. Um, I don't really expect it to be a big deal because I'm really the only one that uses this door anyway. But I don't know, if it's so bad that this machine isn't usable, I'll switch it out for something else. But yeah. So before I take this thing down, I'll show it off to you guys a little bit. So this is the 1/4 horsepower chain drive with the dip switch board. It's well, this one was also kind of giving me some trouble. You can see I have the force, down force maxed out. The up force is pretty high, not maxed out quite, but yeah, I was having issues with this thing, just didn't want to go down. I don't know if the capacitor is maybe going out in this machine or what, but if I could find the remote, here it is. I've been using this 51 LM. This remote's very much falling apart, as you can see, but it still works. So, and then I've got this button here. It's the 4-1A with the red LED. So we'll run this for you quick before I take it down. It also kind of missed the down limit a couple times. Well, I did it once earlier today. Carriage went pretty much all the way to where that hole in the front is. Maybe not quite that far, but it went pretty far. Bowed up on the rail pretty good. We'll run it back up. And something a little unique about this one that I didn't realize on this opener for a while is that this back panel, typically these are plastic, but this is actually a metal end panel. Definitely is an older one. I mean, you can tell by the way this part's formed. That's definitely metal. And even with this force maxed out like this, it's just a 1/4 horsepower, so it's still, you know, I can still stop this thing by hand if I push up on it. It's not that difficult to get it to stop, so no safety sensors obviously since it's old, but yeah, we'll run this one more time back down and then we'll get it switched out here. Also, it would not have come with that light cover. It did have that light cover on it when I found this machine, but the light covers for the 1/4 machines would have been accessories. So yeah, to get it swapped out to this, I'm going to be using this, just a 893 Max on here, because that's what it would have come with. Aside from that, well, I've done these before on stream, so I'm not going to be watching for comments as I'm doing this. So as usual, you guys can talk amongst yourselves in the comments. Just don't be annoying and don't be an asshole is all I ask. So let me get you set up here and then we'll... I'm putting up an 8587 dual sprocket. Let me get this set up on the tripod here. Hello, Luke Doorman. Oh, is that really all the taller this thing goes? Sorry guys, you gotta sit you down for a sec. I guess so. I think I can zoom out a little farther, can I? Maybe not. Hold on, if I hide the comments. This YouTube app is weird when it comes to zooming in and out. I may not be able to get this to a wide angle. No. Well, I think this is all the smaller it'll get, so let me just prop you up here. I'm just going to be using the T-rail because I don't even have an I-beam rail for that opener, and there's no need for an I-beam anyway. So let's see. Yeah, you can see the whole thing from there. Alright, should be a pretty quick swap, just a head swap. So get it knocked out here. Light bulb out quick. The light comes off. I'm sure I'll break it if I try to take it down with that cover on. I'm sure since I'm doing this on video, I'll either hurt myself or break something or who knows what. My car's not too bad a shape. Okay. chain spreader on this 85, 87. I have to take the chain all the way off to get it around the chain spreader. Almost fell off the ladder. Get my other platform here. Let's get that unit. Oh. It's got the lights on the side instead of front and back. Fit there. Yeah. Okay. Let's deal with this chain. Good enough. Okay. Always remember on these, gotta bolt the rail on before the chain spreader. I made that mistake many times. See if I can do this while not dropping the opener on the ground. Ideally. I'm scratching the hell out of the case. I'm gonna have to come back farther. Obviously, you can try. Really clam this out beforehand. Okay. Where do I put the chain spreader? Here. The light bulb. always say don't crank down on these chain spreaders because there's really no reason to. Go crazy with that. All right, put the chain on. I'm going on the big sprocket for now. So I have to run a little faster. I didn't bring that far enough. Well. Got electronic limits anyway, so I guess it made a huge difference. I suppose I could have put a pair of ice ricks in front of the trolley to slide my way forward. Some things I prefer to do by hand when I was tightening the chain. Why? I just like doing the chain by hand. Always seem to get the chain wrong first time. So. Get it back on. Can you move your Okay, sorry about that. Move my car. Let this thing back on. See if these bolts will cooperate for me when I doubt it. Start. Yeah, that's a disadvantage of short back hands, so don't bend enough. Make it easy to get the bolts in. and we're on the scene. So I'm going to get rid of the big letter here. So I need it. Black. And there's both ball buttons. I don't think the marquee buttons, it matters which wire goes on which terminal. Okay. That bulb's in here and we're ready to set the limits. Tags out some too. Some nice bright LEDs here. Which will be brighter than 97504, which is why I prefer standard bulb openers anyway. I can still get brighter light. Standard opener. Let's have the cold zone. Make it look nice. All right. Take you guys off here. Oops. Come on. Okay. Sorry about that. So first thing I'll do, actually first thing I always like to do is just clear out the memory. Because who knows what remotes, how many remotes I have programmed to this thing. Just clear out both of these because I've probably got it paired to my remote light downstairs. So I don't want that randomly turning on. Okay. So we'll set the limits. Now I will say I do have a tendency when I do these dual sprocket machines, half the time when I put it on the small sprocket, the first time I go to run it, it jumps off the, or sorry, when I go to put it on the big sprocket, half the time it jumps off the big sprocket up onto the small sprocket. So we'll see if it does that this time, but we'll set the limits and then we'll see if it is going to decide to give me problems or not. So see if it'll skip sprockets here.
Wow, surprisingly not. The other thing is we'll see if it'll hold limits. Because that's the other thing I've had problems with on this machine. Not super worried about it. We'll start with that for the down limit. Sometimes I have to kind of play with these to get the limits set correctly, but it is nice and quiet though. Mid stop bolt? Nope. Surprisingly. Now let's see if it'll read the down limit the right way. Yeah, that far enough did it. Nope. Okay. Yeah, you guys know these are always, these AC motor Mikey machines are always goofy with those limits, or that down limit especially. This one in particular though, doesn't always like to read its limits, which is a little bit concerning, but yeah, we'll go with that. It's a little tighter on the floor that time. Hello, Liftmaster Joe. Yep, that did it. And I also got to see if the force is going to work this time, because I've also had problems with the downforce just flat out not working on this machine. I'll call it good enough. I don't see light coming out of the top, so. Fix that antenna. Okay. And then to turn on my 880, I just gotta flip my switch down and this thing will start up. We'll sync that up. Maybe. There we go. And then set the time. It is 1:23. That button's loose. Need to fix that. Okay, and we'll sync up the sub button over here too. Still have the 882LM. Oh yeah, we changed some Wi-Fi, or we got a new router recently, and I have not been able to get my linear back online. I was having issues with my IQ stuff too, and I did get that figured out, but I've still not been able to get. And so I have to kind of look into that some more, but all right, let's go ahead and run this, and then we'll see if we can get the force to, or the down force to trip on it, or we'll see if it'll trip the force on its own, because it might. Okay, let's try that force. Oh god, nope. Yeah, that down force doesn't work at all, unless that was it. Oh. So I don't know if that was for me pushing up on it, or if it did that on its own. Let's see if it'll run down all the way. Okay, does the up force work at least? So the up force works fine, the down force doesn't seem to. See there, it tripped the force on its own again. Yeah, maybe putting this thing up wasn't such a good idea. Let's try that down force one more time. Nope. Yeah. I tripped the sensor that time, but Yeah, that downforce just flat out does not work. So I wonder if that's a bad board, because I've replaced the travel module in this thing. Well, I replaced the travel module in this once. And then when I got this thing, it didn't even have the original travel module in it. So I don't know. I'm assuming the issue is with the board, because I mean, the travel module just reads the limits. And well, I suppose if the travel module is going out, that could cause random reversals, but so I mean, the travel module is it just sits there and reads the limits in force. The logic boards would actually stores the limits, which this thing doesn't always hold its limits, so it is possible. I'm pretty sure the board is just bad on this thing. So I probably should. I don't think I have any spare boards for this. I probably should find one. But this is probably only going to be up for a couple of weeks anyway, so we'll get this remote here programmed. Just push the alarm button, the remote, light flashes, and I'll program my keypad. Obviously not going to show you my code. Okay. Why is it still showing excessive close force when I trip the sensor? It's kind of weird. Unless it's showing multiple errors. Oh yeah, it's got multiple codes. And the cycle count on this thing, we got almost 10,000. Oh, actually, I'm also going to program. This is one of my new remotes I got. This is a little Craftsman keychain remote. It's a model 139.30499 from 2012. I got this. I got two of these. I got a Craftsman visor remote, and I got a Craftsman fingerprint reader keypad thingy as well. But I figured I would bring this and program it to, well, if I have the Chamberlain up here, I'll program this to it. So I don't know if this is already set to yellow button or not. Let's find out. Just a big button. Oh, it is. So now this remote should work with it. Okay, I'll probably run this thing yeah. So this is what it likes to do. I want to see if I can get full cycles out of this thing or not. Because I may not leave this up here if it's going to have problems. It at least seems to be stopping where it's supposed to, which is good. And it is nice and quiet too. Alright, we'll try that a couple times here. Jesus Christ. This 8587 is the one, older one from 2016. Let me show you the sticker here. 8587W, March of 2016. So it's not the lock capable one, but it does still have Wi-Fi. You can see no lock symbol on the back. Yeah, so I think this thing is going to end up being problematic. I'm going to try it a couple more times here. There it goes again. I do have one that works right. I kind of want to put that one here, but at the same time, that one was also, well, it was a showroom display, and it had one of those little stubby rails on it. So it's mechanically, it's brand new. I guess it's got some scratches on it, but mechanically, that one's brand new. I don't know if I really want to use that one, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use this one if it can't complete a freaking cycle. There we go. Well, hey, at least for a change, I'm finally catching that on camera, though. So I know every time I've tried to actually show that in a video, it's never... But there you go. I mean, you can see what it's doing now. So I don't know if resetting the force or something would help with that, but I mean, I don't know. Really, the right fix is going to be to replace the board. But like I said, I don't think I even have one right now to put in here. So the WL, so I have two 8587 WLs actually. I have the one is the crappy one that is loud and has had problems. I may try that one up here. I mean, it'll probably end up doing the same thing as this guy, because it has the same issue that it randomly trips the force. Honestly, maybe I should honestly swap heads and try that one instead of this one. But yes, I do have two WLs. I have one that is newer and has issues, and I have a slightly older one that is pretty much brand new and hasn't given me issues yet. But okay, well, I'm gonna try to run this thing a couple more times here. I'll maybe run the linear for you guys too, because I don't think you guys have seen that one in a while either. I'm not going to go down to the basement today because I've got a lot of new openers down there, but you guys will see those as they get uploaded. So, okay, let's try this thing a couple more times. Okay, run it down. Would you look at that? It completed a whole cycle. Okay, well, we'll leave that for now. I've been running it a lot. It's probably getting warm, so... this linear... Oh, here's the other remote. So this linear, you guys haven't seen this thing for a while, but it's still doing good. It's still quieter than that 8550 ever was, aside from the chain slap, but that kind of is what it is. Yeah, I mean, aside from having issues getting the Wi-Fi back on, it's not like I really even use that Wi-Fi anyway, so I don't even have a remote for that, so let's get one. Okay, so we'll run this linear for you. Yeah, this was still a very quiet machine. Still pleased with it. And we'll give you a battery backup test on it too. So let's unplug that. Oh, I don't know if I ever told you guys this or not, but I did actually have to replace the battery in it. This is the original battery over here, and I did this quite a while ago, but you know, this battery is the one that came with it in the box, and well, this unit's from 2017, and I installed this thing when it was like 6 years old, so I wasn't really expecting that battery to be good at all. Actually, we got a couple of years out of that battery, but okay, anyway, let's run this. And it always, for some reason, does that. The first time I try to run it in battery mode, it sits there and beeps, and I don't know why. Hello, Grosder Guy 13. So obviously it is a lot slower in battery backup mode, but it's running on half. I mean, this one has a 24 volt motor in it, and the battery is 12 volts, so it's running on half power, running on half speed. if you can even call that half speed. That's probably less than half speed, actually. Yeah, and the other thing, here, let me bring the ladder over, actually. So I really wish that LiftMaster would do this. I'm sure they probably will never. But on this linear, obviously you can tell the unit is unplugged. But these LEDs are still on. They're not super bright, but they're on. It's something. I really wish LiftMaster would do that. Because, you know, these LEDs, they draw very, very little power. And I mean, regardless of whether or not you actually run the opener in battery mode, it's probably going to die within a day anyway. So then you can see there's a serial number, 2017. So yeah, that's the LED panel on there. It also doesn't stay on, it just turned off. It definitely doesn't stay on for that long either. So, you know, if LiftMaster would do something like that, that would be great. But, you know, they won't. All right, let's get this cover back on. The other thing I'm kind of curious about as well, and that's the other reason I wish I could get this thing back on Wi-Fi, is I'm pretty sure that the Wi-Fi in these machines goes through the wall console and not the logic board and the opener, because the wall console is what has the Wi-Fi status light. It has all the Wi-Fi programming buttons here. I have a feeling all the Wi-Fi goes through here, and I'm kind of curious as to if I just unplug it with my Wi-Fi still on, if I would still be able to use the when it's in battery backup mode. But we may never know if I can't get it connected again. Okay, we'll run this back up in battery mode. This thing is pretty much dead silent in battery mode. Yeah, very quiet. And I think there might be I think there is a way to factory reset these openers. And I don't know if factory resetting it would fix the Wi-Fi or not either. Again, it's one of those things that it's not a super big deal. I don't really care too much because I don't use the Wi-Fi anyway, but I mean, I guess there's not really a whole lot else to show you guys. We could maybe run this, well, I guess we could probably run both doors a couple more times. If you just joined, this is what I had up before. This is my LiftMaster 1040-6 quarter horsepower chain drive from the 1980s, and it's a nice machine. This writing is kind of coming off on the cover there, but the other side's still pretty well intact. I'm guessing that's probably from sun exposure or something is why that happened. And I guess we do have all my hoard of rails here, which I'm kind of running out of room for. I also have a buttload of door arms out here too that I probably don't need all these, but whatever. Trying to think of what all these rails are for. Well, that's obviously from my, well, this rail came off of a Stealth. I cut this rail down actually to make it into a 7-foot rail because it was an 8-foot rail. But that's for my Stealth and Pro Max. See that thing run up here? I probably won't get to that one until next year though, because I kind of want to continue just doing head swaps for now, but I do want to get that one up here. This is the rail that I had to put together for my Challenger. It was cut in half, and I just used some Genie parts to make that work. This rail is off of my overhead door 4040L. Yeah, let's see, this I think is a random spare 3-piece T-rail
from a Sears Craftsman. Probably really don't need that rail. This rail is from my Wayne Delton Classic Drive. This rail came off my LiftMaster 2000 series, so it has the old trolley with the old release handle somewhere down there, and it also has the old bolt pattern. So there's the other end of it. It has the old bolt pattern, so I can use that with older V-belt machines. All this in the middle. Got this brown rail is from my power lift. I got this from my actor. I've got a one-piece Stanley tube rail there. I've got a chain glide rail. I've got a linear rail. I've got a rail. That one in the back there is for the overhead 2026. This is for my little white Genie chain drives. And then up top is where I put the rails I use most often. We got the one-piece belt rail from the 8550. I've got this rail, not that I use it often, but this is the rail from my Genie 450 screw drive. I do have that one taken apart and I store the head inside. Here's the back of that rail. You can see where the key would go there, and then the roll pin goes through there. So, and these old rails actually have bearings in them instead of bushings. And then I have another 3-piece T-rail with an old style trolley. That one came off of a new opener that you guys haven't seen yet. You probably won't see that one for quite a while, actually, because I am way behind on videos. Oh yeah, I have a newer Genie belt drive rail, the tube rail. And then I've got parts, bits and pieces of a sectional rails here. This is part of a Chamberlain square rail. This is, what did this come off of? That's part of a Guardian square rail, Extreme square rail. And then I've got, this is part of a 3-piece T-rail that came off. I think the opener this rail came off of. I'll probably upload that video today so you guys will see what that is. Yeah, that's my random little assortment of rails. And obviously I've got more sectional. Anyway, I suppose we could go ahead and run this. Let me see any comments quick. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and run my 2 doors a couple more times here, and then I'll probably sign off. So we'll see if the 8587 wants to work correctly. I guess not. Honestly, as long as, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that actually uses this door anymore. So I'm hoping my family doesn't try to use this door and then get pissed off at me for putting up an opener that doesn't work right. I could just switch the, oh my god. I could just swap the head out. I might. I don't know. I wonder if resetting the force again will fix it. I kind of doubt it. I mean, yeah, I'm going to try resetting the force. I kind of doubt that's going to do anything, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Try to not scratch the RX-8. Okay, let's give this a shot here. Geez, so even in force programming mode, it can't run. I may not be able to get this thing to run a whole cycle here, even in programming mode. That is so weird. It's kind of got a strange smell to it as well. You know what? I wonder if the capacitor... I doubt this has anything to do with it, but I wonder if the capacitor is maybe going out in this unit. You know, it's got kind of a funny smell to it. So I wonder if...
replacing the capacitor would maybe help with that a little. But then again, if the capacitor was bad, I would imagine I would be able to stop it by hand going down. So, I don't know. Well, that should have reset the force. So, where's my remote? Here it is. Let's see if it'll run now. And it's always on the way down, too, that it gives me problems. The way up, it always works fine. Okay, well, it went down all right that time. I don't know, the only other thing I could think of is when it's setting the force on the way down, if I push up on the door. Because, I mean, if you're programming the opener, that's how you can trick them into adding more force on the way down, is by putting some pressure on it. But I don't know. It's not supposed to be reversing at all in force learning mode, though, which is weird. So I don't know. I'll let this thing cool off a little. We'll run this linear again, and then I'll probably end the stream there. Let's see, does it still reverse if the door is not connected? It has done that in the past. Actually, let me try that. And yes, the small door does have the original spring on it. So there's no load at all on this thing right now. Well, it seemed to work all right that time. I don't know. That is weird. I just need to replace the board in this thing, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just gonna hope this door doesn't get used at all this week. Okay. We'll open up this linear here, and then... Actually, I suppose maybe I could give you an outside view too, and then that'll be it. Assuming I don't lose connection out here. Let me see if I can get out of the sun. Alright, we can try running this one with the keypad here. I'll probably overheat this thing. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's really all I got for you guys. So I gotta clean up out here, put everything away. Still kind of trying to decide though if I want to switch out this head for something that works like it should. But I think I'll probably just leave it and hope no one tries to use the door this week, because yeah, I'm feeling kind of lazy right now. So alright, well, that's about all I got for you guys. So yeah, if you're still here, thanks for coming. Yeah, one other thing to note is I'm still way behind on videos. I'm working on uploading stuff from February still. So I've got a lot of new stuff to show you guys, a lot of cool stuff to show you guys. It'll just take me a while to get to some of it. So if you've asked me to show something, I'll get to it. It'll probably just be a while. So yeah, that's about it. So and I can try to do more live streams. It's just not something I really think about doing all the time. So if I have time, I don't know. It's kind of easier to live stream opener swaps than it is to just
because I can just do an opener swap, but just have it live. Sorry, I'm tired. I can't really speak today. Yeah, I'll try to do more live streams in the future of opener swaps or whatever. But right now I've got a lot going on. I'm not always home, so maybe next summer though I can do some more. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. So thanks for coming, and we'll see y'all in the next one.